There is something inside you right now, something you cannot see, something you have lived with for so long you do not even notice it anymore, but it is there, working, plotting, destroying everything you touch. It is not a disease, it is not bad luck, it is not the economy, your past, or the people around you. It is far more dangerous than any of those things, because this enemy knows you better than anyone else. It knows your fears, your insecurities, and your deepest wounds, and it uses them against you every single day. What is it? The voice in your head, the one that tells you that you are not enough, that you will fail, that people will laugh at you, that your dreams are just fantasies. That voice is not protecting you. It is destroying you, quietly, systematically, completely. And by the end of this, you will understand exactly how it works, why it has so much power over you, and most importantly, how to finally break free from it. Because if you do not, it will steal everything, your confidence, your relationships, your dreams, and your entire life. Stay with me. This might be the most important conversation you have today. Picture this. You open your eyes, the alarm goes off, and before you even sit up, it begins. That familiar conversation, the one you have had 1,000 times before. Another day, another struggle. You are already behind. Look at everyone else. They have it figured out. But you are just pretending, just waiting to be exposed. You drag yourself out of bed, and the voice follows you into the shower, into the mirror, into every decision you make. It comments on your appearance, your choices, your worth, and you listen. Not because you want to, but because you have been listening for so long, you think it is just reality. But here is what you do not realize. That voice is not telling you the truth. It is telling you a story that has been playing on repeat for years, maybe decades, and every time you listen without questioning, you give it more power, you make it more real. This is how negative self-talk destroys you, not with one big blow, but with 1,000 tiny cuts, each one barely noticeable, but together they bleed you dry. Let me show you how this plays out in real life. There is a woman who dreams of starting her own business. She has the ideas, she has the passion, but every time she gets close to taking action, that voice kicks in. Who do you think you are? You do not have what it takes. Remember when you failed before? That is who you really are. So she stays quiet, she stays safe, she watches others launch, grow, succeed, and every night she feels that ache, that regret, that sense that life is happening to everyone else but her, but she does not connect the dots. She does not see that the only thing standing between her and her dreams is the conversation happening inside her own mind. Or think about a man who wants to improve his health. He knows what to do: eat better, move more, take care of himself, but every time he starts, that voice whispers, "You have tried this before, you always quit. Why would this time be different? You do not have discipline. You are weak." So he stops. He gives up, he settles, and the voice wins again, not because it was right, but because he believed it. This is the pattern. This is the trap. And most people live their entire lives inside it without ever realizing they have the key to get out. But it does not stop with you. That is the part nobody talks about. Negative self-talk does not just destroy your life, it radiates outward like poison in water. When you are constantly tearing yourself down, you have less patience for others, less energy, less love to give. You become reactive, defensive, closed off. Your relationships suffer because you are too busy fighting the war inside your head to show up fully for anyone else. Your children watch you shrink from challenges, and they learn to do the same. They hear the way you talk about yourself, and they start talking to themselves the same way. Your partner feels the distance, the walls, the unspoken belief that you are not worthy of love. Your friends stop reaching out because you always say no, always have an excuse, and always seem somewhere else even when you are present. Negative self-talk does not just steal your potential, it steals your presence, your connection, your ability to experience joy. Because how can you be fully alive when you are constantly at war with yourself? Here is something most people never consider. Every word you say to yourself has weight, has consequence, has power. When you wake up and immediately think, I do not want to do this today. You are not just expressing a feeling, you are programming your mind. You are setting the tone. You are choosing defeat before the day even begins. When you look in the mirror and think, I look terrible, you are not just making an observation, you are reinforcing a belief that will affect how you carry yourself, how you interact with others, how you show up in the world. When you face a challenge and think, I cannot do this, you are not just being realistic. You are closing doors. You are limiting possibilities. You are choosing smallness over growth. And the terrifying part, you do this automatically, without thinking, without questioning. It has become so normal, so habitual, that you do not even realize you are doing it, but your subconscious mind, it hears everything, it records everything, and it believes everything you tell it. It does not know the difference between truths and lies. It just accepts whatever story you feed it and then works tirelessly to make that story your reality. Thousands of years ago, a Roman emperor understood this truth. Marcus Aurelius ruled during chaos, war, and plague. He had every reason to crumble under pressure, but he did not, because he mastered something most people never even attempt to control: his own mind. He wrote something profound in his private journal: the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Read that again. Your soul, your essence, your entire being, it takes on the color of whatever thoughts you allow to dominate your mind. If your thoughts are dark, fearful, and limiting, that is what you become. If your thoughts are empowering, courageous, and expansive, that is what you become. This is not just ancient philosophy. This is the fundamental truth of human existence. You are not shaped by what happens to you. You are shaped by what you tell yourself about what happens to you. Most people live in a prison they cannot see. The bars are made of thoughts. The walls are made of beliefs. The chains are made of words they have been saying to themselves for so long, they have forgotten they are the ones holding the key. A woman wants to speak up in meetings, but the voice says, nobody cares what you think. You will sound stupid, so she stays silent, year after year, watching others get promoted, watching others get recognition, all because she believed a lie. A man wants to pursue his passion, but the voice says, you are too old, you missed your chance. Successful people started young, so he stays stuck in a job he hates, in a life that feels like slow suffocation, all because he believed a story that was never true. A young person wants to create something meaningful, but the voice says, you are not talented enough, you are not special, there are already too many people doing this, so they never start, they never try, they never discover what they are truly capable of, all because they listen to fear disguised as reason. This is the invisible prison, and the tragedy is, most people do not even know they are in it. They think this is just how life is, they think this is reality. But it is not reality. It is a construct, a story, a habit of thinking that has gone unchallenged for far too long. There comes a moment in every person's life when they realize something has to change. Sometimes it comes after hitting rock bottom. Sometimes it comes in a quiet moment of clarity. But whenever it comes, it is the same realization: I have been my own worst enemy. A man spends decades in a career that drains him. Every morning he tells himself he is trapped, that he has no options, that it is too late to change. His inner dialogue is a prison sentence he renews every single day. Until one afternoon, his daughter asks him, "Dad, why do you always look so sad?" And something breaks open inside him. He realizes she is learning from him. She is learning that life is something you endure, not something you create. She is learning to be small, just like he has become. That night he makes a decision, not to quit his job immediately, not to make some reckless move, but to change the conversation in his head, to stop agreeing with every negative thought, to start questioning the stories he has been telling himself for decades. It is not easy. Old patterns do not disappear overnight, but slowly something shifts. He starts noticing opportunities he had been blind to. He starts taking small risks. He starts believing, just a little, that maybe he is not as stuck as he thought. Within 2 years, his entire life has transformed, not because the world changed, but because he changed the way he spoke to himself. So how do you break free? How do you escape the invisible prison? How do you silence the voice that has been running your life for so long? It starts with awareness. You cannot change what you do not notice, so begin paying attention. Catch yourself in the act. Notice when that voice starts its familiar script. Notice when it tells you that you are not enough, that you will fail, that you should not even try. And then, instead of believing it automatically, pause. Ask yourself, is this true, or is this fear talking? Is this based on evidence, or is this based on old wounds and past failures? When the voice says, you always mess things up, challenge it. Always. Really? Or did I make a mistake once, and now I am turning it into my entire identity? When the voice says, nobody believes in you, question it. Is that actually true, or am I feeling insecure right now and turning a feeling into a fact? When the voice says, you are too old, too young, too inexperienced, too damaged, push back. Who benefits from me believing this? Certainly not me. So why am I giving this thought so much power? This is the practice, not to eliminate negative thoughts, that is impossible, but to stop giving them unchallenged authority, to stop letting them dictate your actions, your choices, and your life. Here is what happens when you start doing this. At first, it feels awkward, uncomfortable. The voice fights back. It gets louder. It tries harder to convince you. Because it has been in control for so long, it does not want to lose that power. But if you keep going, something remarkable begins to happen. The voice starts to lose its grip. The thoughts still come, but they do not hit as hard. They do not stick as long. You start to see them for what they really are. Just thoughts, not truth, not reality, just mental noise that you can choose to engage with or let pass by. And as the negative voice weakens, a different voice begins to emerge. A quieter voice, a wiser voice, a voice that sees your potential instead of your limitations, a voice that believes in your growth instead of your failures, a voice that knows you are capable of far more than you have been allowing yourself to become. This is not about toxic positivity. This is not about pretending everything is perfect. This is about reclaiming authority over your own mind. Because right now that negative voice has been running the show for too long. It has been the director, the narrator, the judge, and it is time to take back control. Let me be clear about something. Every day you let negative self-talk run unchecked, you are making a choice. You are choosing to stay small. You are choosing to stay stuck. You are choosing to let fear write your story. And the tragedy is, you do not even realize you are choosing. You think it is just how things are. You think it is reality, but it is not reality. It is a habit, a pattern, a story you have been telling yourself for so long. It feels like the only story that exists. But today, that ends, because now you know, now you see the bars of the prison. You hear the whisper for what it truly is, a ghost, a recording, a lie dressed up in your own voice, and seeing it is the first step to disarming it. You cannot fight an enemy you think is a friend, but now you know it is the enemy. So right now, I want you to do something with me. This is not just a request. This is your first act of rebellion, your declaration of independence from that voice. I want you to look in the mirror, today, tonight, tomorrow morning, and I want you to say one sentence, out loud, even if it's a whisper. Say it until your own ears believe it. I am not my thoughts. I am the one who hears them. This single statement is a thunderclap in your mind. It creates space. It creates separation. It gives you back the power you have been giving away your entire life. That voice will argue. It will scream that this is silly, that it's pointless. That's how you know it's working. You are threatening its very existence. Tomorrow, when you open your eyes, do not let the old conversation begin. Interrupt it. Start with a question, not a statement. Instead of, another day, another struggle, ask, what is one small thing I can look forward to today? Instead of, I am already behind, ask, what is one step I can take to move forward? You are not trying to be blindly optimistic. You are choosing to be intentionally curious. You are shifting from a mindset of lack to a mindset of possibility, and possibility is where your power lives. This work is not just for you, it is for everyone who hears your voice, who watches your life, who learns from your example. When you stop the war inside your own head, you become a place of peace for others. When you speak to yourself with respect, you teach your children how to speak to themselves. When you chase a dream despite the fear, you give everyone around you permission to do the same. Your healing is not a private event. It is a ripple in the pond of every life you touch. You are breaking a chain that may have existed for generations. You are not just changing your mind, you are changing your legacy. So here is the final truth I want you to carry from this moment forward. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not a failure waiting to be exposed. You are a human being who learned to listen to the wrong narrator. You have been walking through life with a critic's commentary playing in your ears, and you forgot you could take the headphones off. Take them off. The music of your own life, your courage, your resilience, your quiet strength, your boundless potential has been playing this whole time. It's time to listen to that instead. If this message connected with you, if you felt seen, understood, or simply tired of the war inside your head, then you are not alone. This is why we built this channel, to be a place where we practice this courage together, where we remind each other to take back our minds. Here is what I need you to do next. In the comments below, I want you to write this powerful declaration. Let this be your public vow, your anchor point, your line in the sand. Starting today, I am changing the narrator. Just writing that down solidifies your commitment. It tells your own brain this is serious, and when you see others writing it, you'll remember a whole army of people is fighting this same brave fight. We are in this together. Like this video, share it with the person you know is silently fighting this battle. The friend who downplays their dreams, the family member who always speaks harshly to themselves. Click to subscribe. This is not about numbers. This is about building a community that refuses to live in fear. We provide practical tools, ancient wisdom, and raw conversations to strengthen your inner world. If you want a constant reminder to stay out of the prison of your own thoughts, this is your place. Your mind is the most powerful thing you will ever own. It's time to take back the keys. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for watching. Now go look in that mirror and start changing the story. I'll see you in the comments.